It's a Barbie world, and we are just living in it, literally. This feels very true these days. Fans of the silver screen sensation can now step into Mattel's Barbie land through immersive pop-up experiences in select cities around the world. Meantime, numerous brands, including Bloomingdale's and Airbnb, are looking to cash in on the Barbie mania, launching their own pink and plastic experiences. The pop-up economy generating up to $80 billion in annual revenue, according to Capital One, and is projected to rake in $95 billion in 2025. Nearly half of pop-ups costing less than $5,000 to launch. It may be the next big thing in the experience economy. Let's see about that. Joining us for more, Susan Sandler, PopUpSummer founder and president of the Pop-Up Biz podcast host. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can we talk about pop-ups? I mean, that's why you're here, to talk about pop-ups.
I would love to.
So when did this phenomenon really begin, do you think? Has it been around for, is this a forever thing and now we're just sort of paying attention, or is this something else?
Really about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I started noticing it first in London when I would go into town and look for the best restaurants, and people would say, oh, you have to go to the pop-up restaurant.
Right.
But here's the address and it's a secret location. And then I think slowly brands got the idea and started popping up in the United States.
What are the economics of pop-ups? The reason I ask this, beyond the fact that we're a business program, is I've always been shocked at some of the pop-ups are quite elaborate. And you start to say to yourself, there's a lot of capital costs here to put this together and make this look as extraordinary and wonderful as it is. And if this is really not supposed to be a permanent fixture, what are these people doing?
Right. Well, pop-ups really are designed for brand awareness, customer engagement, and sales. So if you think about those costs and then you compare it to traditional advertising, it actually works out pretty well. So, I don't know very few brands that are going into it just to do sales.
So should we think of pop-ups, the brands that are going into the pop-up space, should we think about them more as some of the brands that may be lined up along Madison Avenue, for example? And the reason I say that is there's a number of stores along Madison Avenue that are not intended to be necessarily profit centers so much as marketing vehicles, right? Even the folks, they would hate me for saying this, but the beautiful new Tiffany's that was built on the corner of 5th and 59th. I think the sense is, hopefully that is a building that will eventually make money, but it is as much about making a profit at that store, I think, as sort of redefining the brand.
Yeah, I think that's true. Most brands that I work with, want to cover their expenses at least. And very often it's a pathway to a permanent brick and mortar store, or even a pathway to achieving wholesale retail space. So I can think of smaller independent designers and brands, who do pop-ups, whether they're standalone or they're little pop-ups within larger shops.
How much easier has it gotten to do this now? Because the other thing that's happened, as we all know, over the last decade is the brick and mortar store, the retail front, has diminished. And so the value of that in terms of rent has gone, I would assume, has gone down or has gone up?
I thought you were going to say because we see so many vacancies these days, just because of the economy, that landlords are more willing to say,
exactly,
we'll give you this very short-term lease so you can open.
Right, we'll give you this, and we'll give you this amazing space for next to nothing.
You would think so, but not necessarily.
Not necessarily, okay.
Not necessarily. Sometimes that space comes at a premium. So it's a limited edition, special curation, really depends on the location. And we encourage brands at Pop-Up Summer to be really creative about thinking about, where they can pop up. In our experience, everyone is looking at this and thinking about, it's harder to think about a brand that isn't either activating or planning to do a pop-up.
We said $5,000, but that seems too low to me. To create a true Instagrammable experience, which is, by the way, half of what this seems to be about. What is the true cost of these things?
Well, in New York City or Miami Beach, versus smaller markets, there's a humongous range. In our experience,
what's the most anybody's spent with you?
I've heard rumors about the Barbie pop-up with me. Yeah. Oh, with me personally, more in the $50,000 range.
Okay, I'll take the rumors about Barbie then.
500,000.
500,000.
That's
so it's not millions, though.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And I'll tell you why. Because in our experience, the timing should be somewhere between 3 days and 3 months, and no longer. You want to be there long enough for people to know you're there, find you, check it out, think about a product, purchase something, but not so long that you've tapped out your resources. You want to get out before it starts to go down.
What metrics do you look at in that pop-up, life that will tell you or tell that retailer, that designer, that whoever, that there's legs to this, that it's time to open up a bricks and mortar?
It's a good question, and usually multiple pop-up experiences happen before a brand would go to brick and mortar, but it's a combination of, engagement, so social media engagement, shares, likes, posts, sales, feedback. I think that a lot of brands are doing this to test and learn. They're testing new markets, new products, new price points.
What's the most successful pop-up you've ever seen?
Ever seen?
Ever seen? Or in your industry, in your business, what is the pop-up that every client walks in and says, I want it to be
pop-up.
I need to have that.
It's the Museum of Ice Cream, I think. I think that so many people say to me, I want to do a pop-up like the Museum of Ice Cream. But the Museum of Ice Cream, in my mind, is more of an experiential activation. And certainly, they sell some merchandise. That's very different than a brand presenting a full line of, highly designed and curated merchandise. So, but it is a flagship.
And then final question, which is, because we're looking at, I think we're looking at an image of that one right now. Yeah. How much are pop-ups do you think have to be around not just for adults, but have to be about kids? Have to be about family or about something else?
How many are there?
No, I mean, I'm saying the ones that have succeeded at this sort of exceptional level.
Yeah.
Are they about, how much are they about strictly adults versus family affair or even focused on children?
Yeah, I think the larger pop-up activations definitely bring in families and